So this video will be dedicated to the people that want to start reading or are thinking of starting because they saw it on the internet or they just got inspired by some people. And in this video I'm going to try to go over some pain points, or how should I say that, when you start reading, what to expect and how to overcome the problems that come with reading books. Uh, and I'm talking for the people that don't have a big attention span or have never tried to read books or focus on things. And this video will be also on the topic of focus. You can also apply these things to other key areas of your life. So the main goal of this video will be to show you how to start reading, what it was like for me personally to start reading, and just in general my experience. And so to start off, I've been reading books for about, let's say, half a year or maybe more, from the start of 2024, so this year. And so far I've read, I say, around 18 books and countless audiobooks on my phone when I'm driving or when I'm just going on walks or in the gym. I was just listening to audiobooks. And the main thing is I actually enjoy reading books. I like the aspect of bettering myself, reading something new and inspiring me, or just the way of changing my way of thinking, so I improve as a person, thinking in business and just in general. And in the start, I'd say it was really hard to keep focus. My first book that I've ever bought was by Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules for Life. Well, I bought this book when I started. I had one book before, but that was just a small little handbook, nothing special. And I figured that I couldn't focus on reading. I was constantly thinking of something else and thinking of how boring it was to actually read, because I was constantly I was used to constantly being stimulated by my phone, just Instagram, YouTube Shorts, YouTube, TikTok, everything, just quick information. Didn't have to actually pay attention, just was a zombie in that aspect. So it wasn't good for my mental health. So I've started reading, but I was inspired by Iman Gaji. I saw some of his old videos, when he showed his books, just in general, what he, how many books he read, what books he read when he started. And the actual first book that I've read from start to cover was The Psychology of Money. I still haven't finished the Jordan Peterson one because it's boring. I can't read it. And The Psychology of Money, when I started reading it, it was the same story. It was really hard to start and just really hard to keep focus. But I finished it. But the main problem was I didn't learn anything, or just didn't memorize anything that I've read, because I was constantly thinking about something else and how I just wanted to be done with it. And reading books is, you need to build that habit at the start if you aren't used to things like that. So it is hard to start. And over the year, I've realized that you can help yourself by with listening to audiobooks while you read. So you go on YouTube, there are a lot of free audiobooks that you can listen to while you read. And that really helps you with just keeping pace, not losing attention. You read through it a lot faster, so you feel more accomplished by the end of the reading session, because you read more pages and it's easier to memorize when someone else is reading it to you or you're reading with them. And that's the main thing about listening to audiobooks at the same time. I've started doing that, but only with books that aren't that interesting. So not all of them, but mostly to the end. And it's a lot easier to get through that book and a lot faster to get through that book. Currently, I'm reading Alexander the Great. This is a really interesting book. I really enjoy it. This is the first book that I really enjoy reading, and it's really great. The author is Philip Freeman, a great writer. So for this, when you start, it will be, like I said, it will be hard. I recommend you getting a book or start reading a book that you think that you really enjoy, not because someone else recommended it to you, but because you are interested in that topic, and that will help you a lot, even more in the first few books that you read, because you need to build that habit first before you get used to it. So right now, I'd say I could read any book and pay most of the time that I allocate to reading to actually being in the book, not thinking about something else. So that's another habit that you build along the way, is focusing on a lot of other things. Focus will help you with a lot of other things, what I meant to say. And just in general, reading is a good skill. It makes you more knowledgeable. Just maybe general knowledge books or specific topics like The Art of Persuasion, which is about marketing and persuasion. Right now I'm really into historical leaders. So like I've said, Alexander the Great. Another one that I have is for Caesar, and one is for Genghis Khan, which are my next two books to read. And you got also specific topics, like I said, the persuasion, the MBA. I've also got the MBA, or the Think and Grow Rich, which is one of another my favorites. And to get into why it's hard to read, it's because, like I said, you're not used to being focused on something. You're constantly being bombarded with information, fast information. In this 10 seconds, you could go through 5 reels on Instagram or 5 TikToks, and that's a lot of information for you to process, and you don't have to put your mind to one thing, but it's constantly new. So that's one thing. And another thing is because you maybe didn't choose the right book to start your journey on reading. That's maybe another thing to keep in mind. So get a book that you actually are interested in. And how to actually start the reading journey, I would say. So the first thing you need to do when you want to, before you start reading, is allocating the time in the given day when you want to read. So I read for an hour a day, every day, no matter the day. From Monday to Sunday, I always read at least 1 hour per day. And if you're telling yourself that you don't actually have the time to read, or you don't know when to read, just plan out one day what you actually do in a day, and you'll see the empty spaces in your calendar where you actually can fit in reading. In general, people are not that busy that they can't fit a thing, and that an hour a day will really compound over time. It maybe looks insignificant, but it's really a good amount to put in each day, and you just have to find the time. Like I said, look at your calendar, even look at your phone screen. You see when you spend the most time in a given day on your phone. You'll see that there are a lot of unneeded phone usage over the day, and you can just, instead of being on your phone, start reading. That's it. Just start. It will never be easier. It will only get harder. So start soon. Like I said, help yourself with an audiobook. It will be a lot easier to start with. Or maybe, in my case, I've started with 1 hour of reading, but if you think that's too much for you at the start, just, I'd say, put a goal of 10 pages per day. That will be plenty to start to get in the habit. And you need to be consistent with it. You need to read every day, no matter what, no matter how tired you are. You just need to read. And that will build that habit for a long time. And with other things like the gym and reading, putting in work, going on walks, you just need to do it every day, because when you miss one day and then you miss another day, then you're done, because you can't get back into the habit, especially in the beginning, where it's a lot harder to stay in the habit of reading and just other things that you not necessarily want to do, but you know it would be of value to you to start reading. And the body is fighting you because it wants fast dopamine, because that's what we were built for fast dopamine. That's what told our bodies to food, for example. If you got fast and easy food, you wouldn't burden yourself with harder options, because that would impact your survival chances. So this is where we adapted over time to seek quick, fast dopamine, and social media really made a blow on our attention span and everything. And it would be a lot better if you just start reading and replace your social media time. I'm not saying that all social media time is bad if you use it wisely, like doing research or looking what other people are doing to better their life. I'd say that's a good use, but that doesn't mean you're excused for using 8 hours on your phone because you did research. No, you didn't. You just doom scrolled because you didn't take any action. And this was a quick video on just about reading, not really in depth. Maybe I'll do another video on what I've learned from each book or which one I recommend. And for this video, I just wanted to show you my perspective, my way of thinking about reading, what I think of it, and just some tips for someone who's starting out, who wants to read or sees reading as a valuable hobby or a habit that they want to start. And I really recommend it because it will make you just smarter in general and upgrade your way of thinking. I can't find a word for what I wanted to say. But yeah, I hope this at least helped you out a little, like the audiobook, or just really trying to read a small amount of pages, those small wins that will help you and get you into the habit, and you will start enjoying reading books. At the start it will be hard, but you read more and more and you'll enjoy more and more, and I promise you it is a valuable habit to keep. So yeah, thank you.